All right, we're live, and we were just talking about. Not seeing anybody.
We
right
haven't
now.
announced it yet, have you? I was waiting for you to drop the.
Oh, I wasn't. I know I haven't even talked about that, but I was just going to say we were just talking about we're going to be in New York next week. Yeah, we haven't really announced that we're going to do a live. We're going to in person do an IRL live show on next Friday, and we're still figuring out all the details. So like we got a couple things that aren't quite that might change. So I need to double check on a few things. But yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a lot of fun. So I'm very excited for our 300th episode, which is also, we still didn't do anything for our 2-year anniversary. So this is going to be our sort of extra celebration, and I'm very excited. All right, if you are watching already and you are on with us, give us a retweet, a recast, wherever you are. And because we are live. We are live. And
this is the thing we have to do every time we go live.
We were talking about this.
Yeah, we can't really jump right into the show. You have to tell everybody. Shout out Mini App. The shout out Mini App framework and SDK, because we can send notifications. And coming soon to the base app.
Yay. Yeah, talk about that, Adrian. That's new news. I'm very excited.
Yeah, well, we knew it was coming because Base is committed anyway to supporting everything Farcaster supports in terms of mini app capabilities. So I got a little preview yesterday into what they're working on, and it will be just like it works in Farcaster, which is you'll be able to add apps, save apps into your into a little deck, so you can favorite your favorite apps and add them and get push notifications.
Yay.
So we'll see how it works.
Yay! So that's like a whole other audience that we haven't been able to tell that we're live, and now we can. So does the same notification work for both, where you only have to do the notification once and then it's going to both apps? Like
absolutely, totally
amazing.
Yeah,
amazing.
Because it's like through. So and then if a third or fourth or fifth app client decides to support mini apps, like as a mini app developer, there's nothing you have to do. I don't have to be aware of what client is hosting. You're kind of just publishing messages and the client picks it up.
That's amazing. So that's great.
It is super cool. And we are also now in prime location in the Farcaster Discover page as a featured mini app. So I think there's new people who are discovering us for the first time. So if that is you, welcome. We live stream Farcaster news 3 times a week.
Welcome. I am out there notifying, and we are going to get started in just a moment. For real. We do a little intro, and we will be back on the other side of this 40 seconds. Welcome to GM Farcaster, bringing you everything from breaking news to spicy memes to the deep lore shaping this vibrant digital community. More than just a show, GM Farcaster is your digital third space where the community connects, the stories unfold, and the culture thrives. Whether you're a daily caster or just dropping by, we've got the latest buzz to keep you plugged in. So grab your coffee and let's dive in with your hosts, Nanish Prof and Adrian, for another episode of GM Farcaster. GM Farcaster. It is Friday, October 10th, and you are here with Nanish Prof and Adrian for some news. I'm going to say 29 minutes, but we know it's not going to be. Farcaster news to start your day. So we're going to be talking Farcaster, we're going to be talking Base App, and we're going to be talking about Bankr today. Got some big news around Bankr and decentralized socials. So we'll be chatting about all of those things, and we were just talking about the new notifications that are coming, which is fantastic. Oh, Dillstack's in there. Hey, Dillstack.
I literally
this makes you so happy. Just found out about this stream from a certain notification. That's what we were just talking about. So that's exciting. That's really exciting. It works. It works. So on the Base app now, we can notify you that we are live along with our notifications on Farcaster. So fantastic. You just missed this, Dylan. She was just talking about how easy, like how smoothly and how seamlessly it worked. And so,
I mean, didn't have to do anything. It just,
thanks, Base team. Yeah. They just had to switch.
And the Base, I really like, and Dylan, I don't know if you saw this, but earlier this week, I said I wanted to really just kind of solely use the Base app this week because I've been wanting to use all the different clients and I've been going back and forth. And I know you guys are still in beta and there's rough edges and there's some things that work differently, but I really just like the design and aesthetic of Base app as I'm using it. Like it's just, things just look really sharp. So well done. Oh yeah.
You likes your hat too.
Thank you.
It is quite super based. Amazing. So this is exciting. And I feel the same. Like, I think there's a lot of interesting, different design choices that the Base app has made. But I think there's still a lot of, you just have to be patient with some of the less smooth, like the rough edges. That's it. I think that's the best way to put it. I think rough edges is the best way to put it. Because it's not like bad things. It's just like not quite there yet kind of things.
And so, it's, we know it'll only get better.
It's beta. Yeah.
It's still in beta.
Yeah, it's beta.
Not dead yet. Hasn't been born.
It hasn't been born yet. All right.
Oh, and also two people, I think, who are, if you get the notification you're watching in the mini app and you see us bringing up people's quotes and chat on the screen, feel free to chat anywhere, watch anywhere. We stream, like we're omnipresent and we stream to many places, but we can only bring up your comments or chat back with you from the YouTube stream. So
YouTube and Twitter too, but Twitter's kind of, no one ever chats with us from Twitter.
Yeah.
It's very rarely. So if you're on Twitter and you want to say hi, please feel free. It is still day one. It is still day one. Always and forever. All right, let's jump in. I'm starting with this just because I thought it was fun. I like living life through purple tinted glasses. That was from Pugson, and he was commenting on Brian Kim's starting to feel like one of those step change moments for the Purple app. And I saw a lot of little similar references to this, or saying like Farcaster feels alive, like there's something's happening here, if you will. So yeah, that vibe is happening. And I think maybe this played a little bit of a role. Come on. Load for me. This would be so much better. This would have been really nice and smooth transition if it came up. There we go. New on Farcaster. This is the big news this week. New on Farcaster, support for BSC. That's Binance Chain. Binance Smart Chain, I think is what it's called. Swaps, sends, and trending tokens are live today. Instant cross-chain swaps, no bridging required. I have to shout that out again because that is, like, we saw that with Hyperliquid and how many people have so many challenges doing that cross-chain. And it's the same thing with Binance. It always has been a much bigger lift to like move funds over there. Like it just was a whole different thing. So having no bridging is massive. It's really, the fact that it's so easy to do cross-chain is really big. Binance Smart Chain is an EVM chain popular in Asia. Recently, it's seen a surge of new tokens and trading volume. We've heard from our most active wallet users they would be interested in trading on BSC, but it's too much of a hassle to bridge and get set up with a new wallet. Now you can just do it from a Farcaster wallet. It just works. So that's massive. And if they keep adding other chains like this that have that similar situation, especially if they're in demand, that's going to be, you're not going to be able to beat it. So pretty cool. Very good to see. And this came from like all of a sudden earlier this week, there was a pop off of meme coins on Binance and like a shift in what was happening over there. So people started joking about, time for me to use Google Translate and figure out how to Binance. And then within 24 hours, this happened. Yeah. So it was literally that quick. Really impressive. So instant cross-chain swaps to BSC. You can see the demo here. Really smooth, very easy to do. And like I said, same thing with Hyperliquid, same thing with, well, Arbitrum's on Ethereum anyway. But all of these ones that used to be difficult to bridge to, much easier. And this is from Varun. He literally shipped BSC in less than 24 hours. So and this is responding to Sloke, 24 hours from we should do this to we did this. Again, I'm going to say this again. Sloke was one of the best hires. Like, I don't even think they fully knew what they were getting. Like, he's just be one of the most cracked devs, like, anywhere. I'm just saying. Like, it's pretty impressive. So very cool. And then this from Horsefacts. I don't know, whatever that says. I forget. I did do Google Translate.
Did you?
Yeah, what it was. I don't know. But anyway, yeah, so we see, and then I forgot to pull Linda's cast about, I guess I'm gonna have to get my parents on Farcaster now when she started seeing all the Chinese characters. There we go. Linda's parents will be translating for everybody. That would be a great service. You just see Linda's parents pop up and they tell you what it is, and then they just go away again. You know, it's like just pops up. Okay, thank you. I would enjoy that. This from Sloke, find alpha on Farcaster. We added support for trade notifications on BSC with the launch earlier. This works with all connected addresses, even if they're not trading on Farcaster. And this was in response to Toady Hawk saying, I just blindly copy traded a Chinese whale on here into a Mandarin meme coin on BSC and made $1,200 in 25 minutes. Incredible tech. Sloke. And I forgot to pull this other one where V said, none of these words are in the Bible. And I said, Jonah would like to have a word. And then I was corrected that apparently in the Bible, it says large fish. It doesn't say whale. But okay. It was a whole thing. But anyway. And then apparently
have you traded?
Toady lost 1,200, like, you know, on something else just a little bit later.
Oh, I didn't see him cast about that. That didn't.
Yeah, I forget what it was.
People love to talk about their
wins.
Everything the wins, the losses in private. Win in public, lose in private. So if you're new to social, don't believe everything you read.
Definitely not.
Yeah,
definitely not. But he did. Yeah,
have you tried it?
Cast it. I haven't tried it yet. I didn't go down that direction yet because I just didn't have time to really think about like what I would want to buy. So I was like, I'm just stuck. I just don't have time to play with this right now. I still haven't really done much with Hyperliquid either. Like I swapped some over and that was it. I'm looking for Toady's other. I'm trying to remember what his loss is. I forget. I just felt like it was important. Just because it's him. I can't remember. Okay. Anyway, can't find it. Oh well. Moving on to, come on. This was so funny. This was absolutely hilarious. I'm going to guess that do you know what this is, Adrian?
Okay. I cannot say yes with confidence.
Okay. So let me read this from Varun and then I'll explain it. Yeah.
Okay.
This is from Varun. Found him in the corner office, frozen like this, frozen with a smile on his face, whispering, imagine if we had just stuck with the warplet. So there's a couple takes on this. So this is an AI photo for those who are just listening and not looking. AI photo of Dan doing the CZ4, holding his 4 fingers up and standing next to Warpy, the Warplet mascot. And so there was a, I think this is going back to 2021-ish timeframe. CZ had posted the first they fight you, first they laugh at you, then they fight you, then the last one is and then they join you. Yeah. And that's 4. That's the 4. So there was a picture with that quote and him doing this, and every once in a while, like that'll pop up again. It just became this very crypto Twitter meme.
Is it ignore you, laugh at you, fight you,
and join you? Yeah, that's what it is. And then so 4 is the join, and there's a picture of CZ in particular doing this. So Binance, CZ, 4. There you go.
BSC.
BSC, which is Binance
Warplet.
Smart Chain. Yes.
That's the
There you go.
Warplet mascot.
Yeah. I had a feeling, I'm like, I have a feeling that Adrian's not going to know what this is because I know you just weren't that big on crypto Twitter. Like you didn't do much on there at all back.
I thought
like,
yeah, but I was kind of,
yeah.
when you were asking me, I thought you were asking more just like how the image got generated because like, and I was going back to, you remember when you could add, on the iPhone, you could like create those like 3D objects.
Yeah.
And like, you could be like, here's a lion in my room. Like you could search, like add the lion. And so then for some reason, this looks to me as if you could add Warpy. Warpy was added but never mind. It's just I
think it's AI.
Like,
I think they did a full AI thing. Maybe they added Warpy like to the AI.
There's a little AI, dot, like the little sparkle in the bottom right. So is that just add Warpy to this picture?
Maybe
is this whole thing AI generated? Did Dan stand
the whole
there?
thing's no, Dan didn't do
no,
this.
It was just
Dan said it wasn't a real picture. It was all AI generated. And he was like, and it's pretty impressive.
Dan looks great because I've tried my
good.
Sora videos. They don't really, they're super
it's still,
you know, uncanny valley.
It's still beta. Yeah. You can still tell the difference. That's not a bad thing. I think that's a feature, not a bug. Anyway, moving on. But I did think that was funny. Okay. Nice take, nice callback. Little CZ moment. A lot of fun. This was interesting. So somebody reached out to Ted about a recent trade that they saw. And I think they DM'd her or whatever. And then she said, yo, I actually personally do not want people knowing what I buy. Let me choose to make this private or public like Venmo. Good idea. Come on. Otherwise, doing my large volume trades in other wallets. So this is something they've been talking about as well. You've seen, I don't know if you've seen them, like I saw V asking people about if we had a private version, would you use it? And I believe they're working on that for this very reason. There's some people who won't use the Farcaster wallet because it's so tied to your social graph and they want to keep things just a little.
And there is a difference. Yeah. In before you say everything on blockchain is public, there is a difference between making trades and then having the app like highlight them on a Discover feed and push and be like, hey, everyone, look at what Ted just bought. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, Ted, now we're going to show all your trades online.
I know.
Okay, on our
I'm going to show all, now I just, even better, I just put it on blast. I don't even know where to see the trade alerts they're talking about, though. They don't appear in Notif's the embedded wallet. It should be, you can turn it on. Within the wallet, there's another notification button. And you can turn that on for trade alerts for individuals. So that's where you find that. I don't have any on for any, like for trades in particular, but you can do that there. So you can have trade alerts, either people or tokens. So it's inside the wallet.
Not even in the wallet. Also, there's a new feature for everybody. If you go to just the search page that became trade, like trade ideas.
Yeah.
The second section is now anyone who's traded something over $1,000 is getting highlighted. So I think that's where this
the other
one got
one
picked up.
Yeah. That might have been where it got picked up. But there's also individual, if you go into the wallet, there's a little notification bell at the top, and you can set that for either notifications on tokens or people. Like, so just alerts. Another, trade alerts. That's a different one. And then the search page. Yeah, you're right. All right. Good point.
And it's okay if you want to turn them all off. Sorry,
Dan. You can do that as well. Is that what you're over there doing? Turning them all off?
Yeah.
Here's the big news. Big news from yesterday. This is from Deployer. They just booted Bankr off of Telegram and X within 1 hour from each other. You can still interact with Bankr through the private terminal at bankr.bot and decentralized options like Farcaster, XMTP, and the Base app. We'll try to connect with these platforms to get everyone's favorite money buddy back online in those places. And he did, I don't think I have this one right here, but if you look at Deployer's page, he also has a link to his message on Twitter or on X if you want to go over there and give some support. I would recommend you do that and just kind of give a little bump to it, and hopefully they can get it back online. But also something decentralized socials. There you go. This is why, in case you're wondering, this is why decentralization is important. Bankr has been restored on X. That's good to know. Okay, great. That's great. Very weird that these happen back to back. It felt, I don't know. Feels a little sus. What do you think? Feels a little sus. So glad to see the Bankr's
Conspiracy
back
corner.
on Twitter.
What are you?
Well, I mean, like, what is Telegram? Telegram and Twitter are completely different owners, platforms, etc. So, like, who's talking to who? That this happened at the same time. It's odd.
Could be a third-party service that's flagging things.
Oh,
like that
maybe.
they're both sharing. I mean, that's
interesting. Okay.
Because there's a lot of these services that wallets are using, and so
that's a good point.
Like you'll see in your Warplet like a warning about a token, and it's like, well, we're not choosing that. There's services that are doing reputation stuff. I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't know either, and I don't. If anyone, I haven't looked.
Or they're sharing, but I don't I don't really think the product managers of Telegram are like chatting with the product managers of Twitter and coordinating.
That would be weird.
Kickoff.
Yeah, I know that would be weird. So I was like, how did that happen? It seems odd. Yeah. But anyway, so glad it's back online. But also, this is why decentralized social. There you go. Even if you're reaching for better distribution on the Web2 places, highly recommend getting it onto Farcaster as well. Funniest, is it in this one? I don't know if it's in this one. Hold on, let me look really quick. Yep, there it is. From Shaw Makes Magic. First time. First time meme. So Shaw Makes Magic, in case you guys don't know, Eliza OS, their AI agents got booted from Twitter a while ago. I don't think are they back? They're back. Or they're not. I don't remember if they've made it back. I don't
remember. Or maybe one of the accounts, like either I can't remember which one. Maybe I don't know.
Maybe one of them. We're supposed to be having Shaw Makes Magic on at some point soon.
We have them scheduled end of the month. So
we'll ask them more about this. But really just kind of crazy. The other thing I wanted to mention, so he mentions XMTP here. That's the way that Bankr is communicating within group chats on the Base app, and it's really cool. I was having some issues with it the other day when I was trying to show it in class, but I think it was our Wi-Fi at the school. But I was able to do it after the fact once I got home, and it was really cool to be able to demonstrate that to them and show them, like, here's this AI agent that's can do these actions within this chat for everybody, and send them all like, a small amount of a token. I sent them all Bankr, actually. Just a little bit of it, and just kind of very cool technology to be able to share. And that's actually behind me is my university, just for the heck of it, because I'm at the end of the semester. So I put that as my background today. But it was very cool to be able to share that. This from Ted, Nikita in DWR mode. This is from Nikita BR over on Twitter. I can't do A/B tests anymore. If it's a good feature, it goes into production. I will not wait for results. The only results is DAO go up, DAU go up. And if it breaks something, you guys are responsible for complaining about it. So yeah, that's DWR mode. Sounds accurate. This from Bertwurst. Sometimes I miss the trending feed. Yeah, same Bert, same every day. Not sometimes, every day.
I didn't even know dogs use the trending feed.
Clearly, everybody does. Everybody does. Dogs, men, women, dogs.
Okay, Polymarket on weather trending feed comes back by the end of the year in some form. What do you take?
I wouldn't take that bet. Dan doesn't like trending feed. It's not coming back. They've switched to other things, stories and that kind of stuff. So I don't see it coming back. But we could throw it on there. We could throw it up, but I don't think it's going to happen. This is from DWR. Actually, let me go back to Six's comment here. I feel like the truly asymmetric outcome in crypto are when people invent or at least catalyze adoption of a new financial product, not product as an app, but like a new asset class structure. And then DWR said, counter, the biggest wealth event this cycle was hype. So Hyperliquid. They built a better mousetrap. So Hyperliquid, which is really focused on Perps. It's very trading focused. It's focused on Perps and DeFi. And I think that's really an interesting point here, because this is going to play to something else we're going to talk about in a little bit, where Perps are kind of taking off everywhere. And that was from Hyperliquid finding that success, I think, that other people were like, oh, we really should be doing more in this area. So just an interesting conversation. I saw a lot of different takes on this coming, like shooting off of Six's original discussion, and a lot of takes in the replies. So if you're interested in that topic, go jump in. This from neynar, big release. We now have a webhook that triggers when Farcaster users complete trades. You can filter by FIDs, neynar score, or minimum USD amount. Great for setting up alerts, custom products around social trading, and more. Just on base to start. So there you go. And this was in response to a topo count. It's pretty hard to find on-chain activity that is directly associated with Farcaster users, since you not only need to index on-chain activity, but also index Farcaster activity. Our first product that solves this is a webhook payload that triggers whenever a Farcaster user completes a trade. You can filter webhook delivery. There you go. So very cool. This from Jacob. I'm pretty sure that Farcaster objectively has the most comprehensive crypto trading app in the market right now on an asset coverage basis, question mark, even compared to centralized exchanges. Right now, you can trade more assets more seamlessly than anywhere else. Very cool to see. I don't think it's more comprehensive than exchanges. Like, that sounds not correct. But is it easier? A little bit, yeah. I think it's easier to grok, especially for newbies. But exchanges still have way more assets, I think. I don't think it even comes close to where Farcaster's at right now, because it still only has limited chains. Right. So if you think about,
although the exchanges have to do the adding, like there was still the manual process. Yeah. I know Coinbase has recently kind of moved towards not doing more, but
less curation. Yeah.
But it's easy, and it's and I think right.
But decentralized, swaps. On TX you can't swap between chains.
Yeah, but you
can buy, sell. You can sell and then buy on the other one. You can swap on some of them. Yes. You can swap on Coinbase. I think you can go from Solana to Ethereum and stuff like that. But you also can just buy, sell too.
It's been a while.
Yeah. And then in terms of decentralized, I don't know, maybe I have to think about that. I'm not sure. I'm thinking about Uniswap and things like that in Matcha. I still think you have more access there, but
then
we're getting close.
There's access, right? There's access, and then it's how seamlessly you can do it.
Yes,
you and I were on a call yesterday with an artist, and he was talking about his projects, and as he's talking, I'm pulling up his profile.
Yeah,
and on his profile has his creator coin.
Yep.
Which was, and then separately he had a mini app with a different clanker on it. I think we both bought some of his coin, different ones, while we were talking to him.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, what's an easy, you're talking to someone. So just, I'm not, how rarely I buy coins.
Yeah.
I
know.
Need more. Anyway. So, but there was something in that, when it was in that moment, I was like, oh, I'll take some of yours. And I did it. And it was so easy. It was just the idea of there was nothing I had to think about.
Especially
where does it exist? Is it on base versus
the one that was on the
chain
profile? Super easy. Click the token on the profile, go right into the swap. So in terms of ease, I would agree with Jacob. I think it's objectively the easiest. I don't think it's the most comprehensive yet. I think it has potential to be. I just think comprehensive is the wrong word. I did this in class with my students. I had an assignment where they had to swap different things and they had to send different things just so that they could get used to wallets. And I had them do swaps on Farcaster, Matcha, and Uniswap. The Farcaster one barely had to tell them what to do. They figured it out very quickly. And that was going from Base to Solana. And it was no problem, easy peasy. I was having them swap on Uniswap and Matcha just on Base from like, Base Ethereum to whatever token they could choose. It was not easy.
Yeah.
It took a lot of work to like get it, to really get them, most of them, to figure out how to do that in terms of connecting an external wallet and finding the thing. And it was a process. So I would say that in terms of, I would say that probably the right word has the easiest crypto trading app in the market right now is what I would say. Yeah. But they still have a ton. The exchanges still have, like, I think if you look at it right now, I think they're still more comprehensive at the moment. But I think we're heading in that direction. But anyway, check it out for yourself. This from JC4P.
Side question. You teach, Prof?
I was teaching in the School of Entrepreneurship at Florida Gulf Coast University, and I was teaching full-time. So I taught a bunch of different things related to entrepreneurship. I created a class on blockchain for entrepreneurs, and really it's basically intro. It's going through everything and teaching them how to learn things, but also looking through the lens of what you could build with crypto. And that's what I teach still. So I kept that one class, and I'm helping to develop a couple others related to it. But that's all I'm teaching right now. So there you go. And you'd be surprised like how little they know about crypto, even though they're youngins. So there you go.
So useful. You'd be surprised how little people in crypto know about crypto.
Good point. That's a good point. We're going to get to that, actually. Yeah, that's a good point. Actually, very good point. This from JC4P. Also, the Hugging Face datasets are updated for September, 200 million casts, and I made these graphs using them. So this is his graph about best times to post in terms of when is it most active on the network, on the protocol. Super useful. And then this was a quantified weekly active users. And there was a lot of comments on like, wow, that's lower than I thought. And yeah, I would agree. Oh, that's lower than I thought too. So we're just over here banging away and not even realizing that the rest of the world is not here yet, but they'll be here shortly. This from Chase Summer, who's been hitting the top of the leaderboard lately. I've been on Farcaster for like 1.5 years now, essentially every day. Here's what I've observed about this space. People seem to forget to zoom out and look at progress of the space. I feel like people expect Farcaster team to create degen and clanker moments out of thin air, when in fact it was the community who made those things. We are so early in the space that people make fun of us still on X. I see that as a good thing. It confirms being early. All 37 of us. Beyond simply making money off rewards or tips, you are building dope network of people.
That's where we are. We're at 2. Sorry.
2. We're at 2.
First they ignore you, and they make
not
fun
4
of
yet,
you.
just 2. They're making fun of us. Beyond simply making money off rewards or tips, you are building a dope network of people. I think in 10 years, we will all be called the Cabal, LOL, including Jeff Goldberg. I'm not technical, but I do have a good intuition. My intuition says to keep going, keep building on Farcaster and connecting. It will be worth it. And I think you commented about, or you tagged me on this. I don't know if it was on this or something else.
I probably
similar.
quote casted.
That's what it was.
So,
and yeah, because I had, that's the reason we've been building on Farcaster for the past 2 years, is because of the people, not necessarily just the platform. It's more about the people and what they bring to the table and that network of crazy builders that I just love.
Mm-hmm.
that's why we're here. So, yeah. I got
totally.
a few more links I got to open up. But it's, we're at 2. They're still making fun of us. It's okay. We don't mind. We're just going to laugh all the way to our DGen airdrop. It's all good.
Yes. And Jeff Goldberg tries so hard to be an outsider, but he is, probably he's in the middle of the cabal.
Yeah.
Sorry.
We always talk about I remember having this conversation with somebody where we talk about the Coinbase mafia. So, and that's a takeoff on the PayPal mafia, where, the PayPal original crew went on to build all these crazy things, like LinkedIn and Tesla and all these, nutty things. Just like Tesla and Twitter and whatever. And Coinbase Mafia has done the same. Like, people have left Coinbase to build their own things and have been very successful doing so. So I remember having that conversation with, I don't remember if it was Linda or Jesse. I think it was Jesse, and him saying, well, someday there'll be the Farcaster Mafia, where, the people who built and started on Farcaster just, kind of explode. And you already see bits and pieces of that right now. So I agree. It's a great little incubator. It's a scene.
But
you might call it a genius. You might.
And just to double click on what Chase was saying, like, he's really emphasizing the people. And that's what I was saying you've written about and we talked about. So, like, at the first FarCon in Boston with 70 people in June or May of 2023, when you left the room, you were like, oh, Farcast, like, the people here building, there's something special here. I'm going to stick around and build also. Like, you kind of committed to, like, really being here. But by the way, that was entirely
because I knew I was in a room
organized.
Yeah.
And Dan
and
was
I was
there,
in a room
right?
of people that I was like, why am I even here? Like, how did I even get here? Because it was so good. Like, it was just like, I don't belong in this room whatsoever. These people are brilliant. But now that I found myself here, I ain't leaving. Like, you can't get rid of me now.
No, and now you're in the mafia. Although we're not. First rule of being in the mafia, you can never admit there is a mafia. Of course, the cabal doesn't exist.
There are no cabals. There are no mafias.
But the point I wanted to make is Dan was there just because he happened to be in town and he stopped by and said hi. But on that day, it wasn't like, oh, everything. It's like, it wasn't about following like the leader. It was like really about the scene happening, and I think that was kind of Chase's comment as well. And not to take away from Dan's leadership, because I think he's having someone who has like such a long-term view of building a protocol. I don't think all these people are here without him. So it's just
it was also who he brought into the mix. Yeah. And who stuck around. So for sure.
Best email.
Amazing. Best email. Leave the wallet, take the ETH. That's the GM Farcaster Mafia. Little Godfather reference there. I got it. I picked up on it.
I didn't.
This from MetaMask. Speaking of Perps, Perps are now live. You can start trading Perps on MetaMask mobile, and the rewards are coming soon. So MetaMask has been teasing a token for about 4 years. Or there's been discussion of tokens for about 4 years. But supposedly it's coming really soon. So I think this might be part of what they're talking about in terms of rewards. We know Rainbow has a token coming soon. We know they're adding this type of support as well. Like, it's been the thing. And this is what Dan was referring to with Hype and Hyperliquid, is that not only did they do this thing where it became a very good airdrop for those who were already building on, who were using their product, but also they influenced a lot of other people and to start diving into Perps as well. So there you go. Including MetaMask. This from our Bankr friends. Empire Tiny Interns are now live, but apparently they went offline for a little bit, but they might be back. But I'm just going to read this real quick. You can now deploy an AI assistant and create its custom personality to serve as your empire's dedicated intern on Farcaster. Anyone can simply tag your tiny intern to ask for comprehensive details on your empire's leaderboards, boosters, treasury holdings, and reward distributions, all powered by Tiny Labs and Small. Massive thank you to I can't say that word, and the Tiny Labs team for making this possible. Huge effort from their end. Forever grateful for these legends and what they're building. And very cool. I think they had to take it offline for a little bit to tweak some things, but I probably will be back shortly. So very cool to see. So we had a good chat with Yersberger on Monday, and you can go back to that. There he is. Go back to that, check it out. And they're back. What did it say? Oh, I thought I said it back.
They are back.
They are back. Great. Just happened. So the tiny interns are back. I want to go launch a couple and play around with it. I think that's really fun. All right, moving on. This is what you were referring to earlier. Every base meme coin is now on Coinbase. So they were doing this experiment with this where a lot of them were coming on, and now they're making it everyone. So going back to what we were talking about with Jacob and most comprehensive, I think Coinbase has still got it right now, well, at least for base. But so every meme coin is now tradable on the centralized exchange, Coinbase's centralized exchange. So what's interesting is like this really changes the idea around listings and getting listed and that kind of like moment that would generally propel a coin and give it a little bit of a boost. So now you're really going to have to work harder to get your to get it noticed. So it has easier access. So anyone who's using Coinbase can now trade it. So that's good news. But the other news is that like now you don't get that listing moment where you get that little boost in attention. So there you go. So plus and minus, plus and minus. This from our friend Antimo FM. This is not a drill. Starting this Friday, 2 p.m. GMT, I'll be roasting mini apps live on stream. RSVP on the Luma. Antimo's a designer, so I'm assuming this is going to be a bit design focused, but really cool idea. And go check it out. That should be fun. This from Odd Job. Want to join Shefi cohort 15 but can't afford it? DCL, Decentraland, has you covered. The Decentraland Foundation is sponsoring 2 scholarships, $7.99 each, but you only have 5 days to apply. Details on Decentraland Discord server. So go check that out. And the Discord server is linked in here, so you can go find that as well. And very cool. So here's the Shefi season 15. This is a great program for women who want to jump into crypto. This from Toady Hawk. Today's bonus round of Betterment, coming up in 1 hour, this was yesterday, will be held in honor of our intrepid Chief Fun Officer, Burr. NetNose and I wanted to do something to show how much we appreciate everything she has done and continues to do for this community. So we commissioned the talented Doodle Day Darling to create a literal token of appreciation inspired by her. We hope she and you enjoy the resulting piece. And this was collectible yesterday on the spin and also available, I think it's on Blueprint as well. But check this out. It was very cute. Better with Burr. I really loved that. And shout out to Burr, who's been just crushing it with community events for the Betr community. This from our friends at Uniswap. The Compact is an open source composable smart contract system that enables seamless cross-chain interoperability. Builders can enable credible commitments within their applications made possible with the Compact's resource locking mechanism. And then it goes into detail about how this works. I'm literally reading this and I have no idea what I'm reading, but I feel like it's important. And there is docs here with more details. The Compact V1 is live and ready to be implemented by any builder, open source, ownerless, and designed for DeFi. So go check that out. If this is something, if you are a dev and creating anything with tokens, I'm going to guess that this would be useful. So go check that out. Do you know anything about this? Does this make sense to you at all or no? Okay. We're both lost on this one, but it seemed interesting and useful to our dev friends. This from Chase. This was funny. Okay, just a few funny things to end this happy Friday. Announcement. I'm launching a Farcaster matchmaking service. To kick it off, I'm giving out free tips for finding love on Farcaster. Ladies, be sure to compliment his mini app and say the market cap for his token is huge. Guys, put a real picture of yourself on your profile so they know you're not a stalker murderer. Also, post 3+ times a month about how you want to be a dad one day. To sign up for early access, reply with your favorite color. This is a shit post, let's be clear. But also, I think that would be really fun to have him and Madison doing some kind of like, think love on leverage, but matchmaking would be really funny. So anyway. We'll see if anything comes of that. At some point, there's going to be a Farcaster dating app. We're just waiting. This from our friend Matthew B. You may not be personally interested in trading or markets more broadly, but it is a valid and popular form of content nonetheless. The trading is ruining Farcaster take also seems very popular with those who don't have the skill, time, and/or interest in making money via trading. This is fine, of course, but doesn't mean that the rest of the world is indifferent to magic internet money. And there was a pretty good discussion in here about this because there's a lot of different takes on this. I know that this is probably like you probably fall in the not that interested in trading part of the world. But maybe I'm wrong.
But can also recognize it's interesting content for other people. It's cool. Yeah. I can find the content that I find interesting.
Yeah. And related to that is this from Patricia. Whoops. This is a bit long, so I'm going to summarize. But I don't really fully understand what I'm looking at when I open the search page in Wallet. This isn't a criticism of the team's recent updates, just a public confession of my ignorance to all of you who seem to swim through all of this like fish in water. I mostly ignore tokens here, not out of cynicism, but confusion. When I click on token pages, even popular ones like DGen, I struggle to understand what the project actually is. The bottom of the DGen page says no gas about this token yet, which is really funny since like most of the network last year was just DGen. So I find that really funny. I don't know why it's not picking up things from Yasik, but after a few months on Farcaster, I feel I'm missing out on an interesting way to support interesting projects beyond donating via crowdfund. The terms I'm seeing blend together in my eyes: app coins being coins, creator coins, streamer coins, and things just called coins, plus scam coins flagged by the community. This cast is not a request for trading tips. I'm looking for your personal perspectives or reading recommendations to understand what drives this activity everyone seems so fluent in, and what makes Farcaster a special place to do it. What motivates you to buy tokens here? I'm having a boomer moment and want to overcome it. Thank you. So if you have anything to add here, please, she doesn't even go here. That was funny. Go ahead and jump in and chat with Patricia. Your thoughts on trading. Yeah, so but I think there's some valid points here, like in terms of this is confusing, and I'm sure there's something if I had time I could be doing to help with this, but I don't at the moment. I just don't at the moment.
My two thoughts on this is, one, I think what's hard for this is like in Farcaster, there's only one experience. There's only one app. So yeah. We don't really have cozy corners the way we used to. Channels hasn't really been developed. So it's kind of like, here's your main, you got a home feed, following feed, search. So, Dan and Vern have to navigate the idea maze and try a million things. And right now the growth vector is like going after crypto. He was on our show last week, made very logical arguments for why, can't deny it, makes sense. But if you're someone who doesn't like totally like, if you're not really into crypto because you came to Farcaster for, like niche
other
topics,
reasons. Yeah.
it can feel like, so I think the only thing I'd like to see is hopefully for people like Patricia that they don't like churn. It's not like, oh, now this place isn't for me because you're doing something different. And Dan said in our show, like, he's like, we already have the social network. That's not going anywhere, right? But the social network are the people. So I really hope people stay. And even if, like, I'm not a degen.
Yeah.
And I'm a super normal person. I have random interests that I find on Farcaster. Thank you for not disagreeing with me when I called myself super normal. And I don't need to totally dive into the degen, meta. No. It's okay. I can still use Farcaster for how I want. So hopefully Patricia does the same. And the other thing I would say is it is possible when she's like, I don't understand this. Like so I think, and I haven't really thought about this, but I'm developing a theory that there's certain types of people that before they dive into something, they want to get educated and know what they're getting into. This is me. Right. So it's like, oh, there's a lot here. How do I learn everything first before I do it? And I think there is something in the either like, it's just like emerging tech, crypto space, even AI, which is like, there's people who don't have to know everything to use. And it's just all right, I'm going to jump in, going to try this token, going to try this. And I think that mindset is really helpful in Farcaster.
Yeah. And I'm more that kind of person where, yes, I need to understand a little bit, but I don't feel like I need to know it all before I'll jump in, because I know that I learn by doing. So I'm willing to do and make some mistakes and that's why I'm also, when I trade and do stuff, I do it on such a tiny scale, like such a tiny amounts, which, good and bad on that, good when I'm losing, bad when I win, kind of thing. But
totally. No, but it's like protect your downside.
Exactly.
And you have to think of everything as like just little experiments and trying things.
Exactly.
But make sure that every experiment you do is safe to fail.
Yeah.
So everything has to be, right? So
you can't, make sure it's not, you don't go crazy. But also I feel like within Farcaster could be a perfect learning environment. But this is a good point that Yes to Crypto just made in the chat. I onboarded someone last night and it was difficult to explain. They had 0 follows. Home feed only had 3 casts, and I had to explain so much and fumbled. Bring back the auto follow.
Okay, narrative violation, because so many people have saying how easy it is to onboard people. It's like, oh, onboarding is so easy. So what? I guess right. You need a feed. Like
you still need a Sherpa. You still need a feed, and it depends on like I would say it 2 ways. Technically, like in terms of here's how you get onto Farcaster, and then all of a sudden you have a wallet and all these things. Very easy. Like click here, you're on, it's done. But then what next, I think, takes more. Like you have to, it's not automatic, because exactly what you're saying, like your feed may not make sense. It's not like jumping onto Instagram where you're all of a sudden going to see every celebrity, even if you're not following anyone.
And rage bait.
You know what I mean? And rage bait, like, which is not necessarily good either, but we probably need a better feed as well.
Okay, so there's also Android versus iPhone experience, iOS versus Android.
Oh, okay.
Also, I'm curious if he was already, is he on Twitter heavily, and is he crypto? Because I think that's also like, if you're like coming from crypto Twitter, maybe it's an easier onboarding, but I'm thinking of like onboarding.
Well, it's also probably easier to like find people you already follow that might, you know what I mean, who are already on there. Whereas if you're normie, like then you're really not going to know who to follow and how to find them. So
also, Yes to Crypto, drop us his in our group chat or something. Tell us who you onboarded so we can follow them and like their casts and give them a little dopamine rush. So
for sure. Or just tag us on something and we'll give a follow. I have one more thing. And this was, thank you, Zwillow, for sharing this with me. This is Rosalie's rainbow. This is Rosalie. She has Rett syndrome. Reverse Rett is a charity funding research to reverse the symptoms that come from a mutated gene. These symptoms limit Rosalie and thousands of others from being able to use their body to its fullest potential. It often leads to breathing issues, seizures, and early deaths, particularly for boys. I'm running for Reverse Rhett on Sunday at the Royal Parks Half Marathon. If you're able and willing to sponsor me, you can do so here. So this is from Rosalie's dad, I believe, is whose this account is. And he's done some other, like, I know that, I think it was somebody mentioned Sean Mack, XMTP, had done some kind of, or funded like a special stroller for Rosalie. So anyway, if you are interested, go find this in our show notes and donate if you are able and would like to. And that's all. And that's my last thing. Anything I missed, Adrian, before we call it?
No.
All right.
No.
That's it, people.
Just move on
Happy
to
Friday.
Finalize the morning announcements. We have a lot of things. We have a lot of things coming up in the next few weeks.
Do. There's so much happening. I have so much more stuff to do for Cast Out. So if you're interested in playing Cast Out, our survivor-inspired game, go to the Cast Out channel, look for the pinned thread, and you'll see everything you need to know about that. The link will also be in our show notes. We are going to be in New York next week for Aptos Experience. Really looking forward to that and just seeing lots of friends, but also learning more about Aptos, because I really don't know very much besides what I've learned from a few folks that we know within Aptos. But I'm curious to learn more about what who's building, like more about the community. And so that's going to be a lot of fun. And then we're also going to do a little live, hopefully all goes well, live stream from New York for our 300th episode. So yay. And with that, everybody, I think that's everything. Anything else, Adrian? Any other last minute?
Happy Friday. Have a great weekend.
Have a great weekend, everybody. And we will see you. Oh, one last thing. I'm wearing my Dolly Parton shirt. I don't know if you saw this.
Oh, I just saw you say she's still alive. Was there a rumor?
She's still alive.
What happened with Dolly?
So her sister posted, "Hey, we need your prayers for Dolly," and this whole thing. I think she had gone in for like a procedure or something.
Okay.
And everyone thought she was dying. And then she posted this video of like, "I'm fine." It was almost like you could just imagine the conversation she was having in the background. Like, you can't, I don't know her sister's name, but let's say it's Lorene. You can't be going out there, Lorene, and just telling people that I need their prayers. They think I'm dead. So she's not dead. And we just love her. So anyway, I'm wearing my Dolly Parton shirt today. And with that, everybody, Dolly's still kicking. She ain't going nowhere. But I could just see like her sister's just like, little shit star apparently, causing problems. We all have that. We all have one of those siblings. Anyway, with that, everybody, have a great Friday. Have a great weekend. We will be back on Monday. We'll be back 11:30 a.m. Eastern on Monday with a DGen communist who is going to be chatting about Scum, $CUM, and his project. Really interesting. Does a lot with vibe markets. Been doing a lot of streams. Really excited to have him on. So we will see you on Monday. And until then, everybody, bye-bye. Thanks for joining us for this episode of GM Farcaster. And thank you to all our partners and HyperSub supporters bringing this episode to you. Follow the GM Farcaster channel for all the latest updates and add our mini app on Farcaster and the base app. Until next time, bye-bye.